Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Times of India, I, Shobha Pillai Kutino, founder of Midnight Media Solutions, and Ms. Meera Venkatraman, who leads the capability development for the Dynamic Response Department of Times of India across the country, a true confluence of intellect and artistry. She is a spiritual seeker, embracing life with unwavering optimism. And we welcome our esteemed panelist, Madhura Das Gupta, founder of CEO and founder and CEO of Aspire for Her, and Dina Lobo Lewis, who is a global keynote speaker and a leadership strategist from Transformative Spark Canada. And this session will be good vibes only, and starting from it's like starting fresh and starting right. So that's the thing what we're going to start. Before we begin the conversation, allow me to say few words on our futurist she. The Futurist She initiative has been a passion driven by it's an initiative by the women of Times of India dedicated to advancing inclusivity and driving meaningful change. Since its launch in 2022, we have proudly entered our fourth edition, celebrating women who uplift and empower others, breaking barriers, creating opportunities, and inspiring future generations. This year, under the theme Passing on the Baton, we align it with the International Women's Day agenda of accelerate action, fostering impactful conversation and insightful discussions on how women are championing sisterhood and driving collective progress. Over to you, Meera. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Shobha. We call her Shobha Chechi because we share the same land as Kerala, the God's own country. Thank you so much. You are an inspiration yourself, Shobha Chechi, and it's an absolute blessing to have known you over the years. Good morning and hello, everyone. Wonderful ladies out there. It's an absolute honor to be here, kicking off the season 4 of The Future is She. And we call it She Unlimited, isn't it so? This is our very first session, good vibes only, because I feel that I asked somebody who reached out to me, Meera, would you be able to moderate the session? Maybe I qualify because I'm a morning person myself, because at 7 o'clock, my quarter of my day is already over. So it's over to pass on the baton to someone who already rises up before the sun and is all up by 7 o'clock. So it was easy for me to say yes. And now, before we dive into today's conversation, Shobha had introduced Adina and Mathura to us. I would love the two of you, the incredible speakers, to introduce yourself, share what you do and what drives you. Dina will be joining us in a moment from now. So she was kind enough to accept this invite from us. She operates on a different zone. She is in Canada. A little glitches of handling right now. You know, Murphy's Law has to come true every time and every single time. I'm sure she is handling it at its best right now. She would be joining us shortly. A wonderful human being. I worked with her in the past. Now, Mathura, I'm happy to meet you. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Mathura, a hearty welcome to you. Thanks to you for being here with us, but not in a typical bio way. You know, I want to hear the passion behind your work and what makes you wake up every morning with energy and purpose. So let's start with you, Mathura.
Thank you so much, Meera and Shobha. It's an honor and privilege to be here today representing The Future is She, season 4, no less. Absolutely amazing. My name is Madhura Dasgupta Sinha, and I'm the founder and CEO of Aspire for Her. Exactly 5 years ago, I took the call to live a life as a banker and start this movement. Now, what is Aspire for Her? As many of you may know, that India's economy is contributed only 18% by the women of India. I was looking at data and statistics, and I felt very, very disappointed because I saw the best and the brightest women in me in India all around. And I felt that there is a huge potential, a huge hidden potential that we could possibly unleash if we have a platform for women who are able to come forward and realize and pursue amazing career dreams. That's how Aspire for Her was born exactly 5 years ago, to solve this problem, to unleash the $1 trillion opportunity that is latent within Indian women. And we're very happy to say that we started with a vision to add 1 million women to the workforce by 2025. In 2020, this was just a line in the sand. But that's the vision that we have been holding steadfast to. Our mission is to motivate women to enter and stay in the workforce by using the power of communities and networks. We want to create a generation of financially independent women who don't have to ask anyone for money ever in their lives. And today, we are strongly marching towards our vision. We have more than 750,000 community strength. We work with 100 plus organizations, including some of the best global organizations in the world. And we are very proud to say that every day is a day of transformation for us at Aspire for Her. I wake up every morning because I am inspired to see the amazing, resilient, perseverant, and the wonderful women in our country. I meet women right from the leaders like Arundhati Bhattacharya, Shikha Sharma, and I meet women from the absolute grassroots levels for whom every day is a struggle and adversity. But they're all becoming financially independent. They're all getting conscious of the fact that their potential has to be realized. And that is what makes me feel excited about embracing every morning at Aspire for Her.
That's truly wonderful, Mathura, what you mentioned. Three powerful things that stood with me of what you said is, how do you make financially independent women? I think that's where the true celebration can begin for each one of us as women, right? Because the moment you make a woman in a household independent, she doesn't have to ask 10 rupees to somebody, and she doesn't have to feel that she is not contributing. Maybe because we all emotionally feel ki if I'm not financially contributing, if there is, I don't have a say. All I do is household and we look down on it. But without she waking up every single day to ensure that everybody is taken care of, everybody is well fed, and everything is organized, she doesn't feel that she is contributing meaningfully. So what you said is really, really powerful. And I think that's the everyday transformation you're talking about as well. Maybe the shift in the mindset and maybe prioritizing something else over something else what they are already doing, and realizing the real potential of women. I think you actually nailed it, and none other than these concepts is most relevant for a day like this. Wonderful start,
And
Madhura.
Madhura has, she's answered two of my questions in this entire, introduction of hers only. Like I
Yeah,
also wanted to ask, like women often, find themselves with no time they can, they have their, they can call it as their own. So Madhura,
yeah.
I just wanted you to tell how they ensure that they have time of their own kind. So that is something what I wanted to ask you. So.
Yes, Shobha, women often are said to complete double shifts in the day, or maybe
Yes.
sometimes it's not double, it's triple as well, because people who are going out to work come back home, and we often find that there is a Mrs. like situation at home. After that, Mrs. is this very popular movie, and later in the day, you will be speaking with Aarti Kadab, who happens to be a mentor at Aspire for Her as well. We have amazing mentors, and we'll talk about them a bit. So what we very strongly talk to women about is also making some time for themselves. And we do realize that making time for yourself is only possible if you have the financial bandwidth to do that. You might want to take a class, you might just want to pamper yourself at with a nice holiday, or you just might want to outsource some of the more mundane activities that you have. And all of this is possible if you are earning yourself, and if you have the financial independence and not have to ask anybody else. So it's really a very simple answer. And a happy woman is a fulfilled woman. And I do wish that more people in our country realize this, and realize that India will be financially, economically a more prosperous nation and a more wealthy nation in all senses of the term, if both the engines of growth, men and women, work equally and make it a very attractive destination for all the countries to look at India as an amazing economy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Over to you, Mira. Thank you.
I'm already loving this conversation, Mathura. I'm sure the audience too are
Can we have the whole day for ourselves?
absolutely, right? So now that you have heard about your incredible journey, Mathura, let's talk about why mornings matter so much. Science and spirituality both emphasize on these morning hours, right? So science tells us that the first hour of the day is the most powerful. The cortisol levels are at their lowest, and dopamine and serotonin. So these are all the fad words right now, right? Our happy hormones are at their best. So at most of us, what we do is rush through it, missing the opportunity to set a positive tone. And spiritually, mornings are considered sacred. The most commonly known Brahma Muhurta in the Asian traditions, that's a time when our mind is at the optimum level, clear, and our thoughts hold the greatest power to manifest our day. But are we really making the most of this time? Maybe time to pause. And that's what we will uncover today. And with you here, I'm sure we are going to discover a lot more. So I have a question to you. Now that we know a little about your journey, Madhura, let's start with your personal morning ritual. What does your ideal morning look like, and how does it set the tone for the rest of your day?
Great question, Meera. And I must tell you that I am not at all a morning person. So when you were when you were saying all the great things about having the morning to yourself, and I was making a mental note to perhaps change my routine a bit. I was getting inspired by you, by all the wonderful things you said about the morning. So today, as I said, I told Shobha that I only woke up so early because of her. And I will tell you a little bit about our day at Aspire for Her. I think that will help you understand as to how we spend not just the morning, but the entire day, but how we also make the morning productive. So, we have a group of women, and mostly women. We have a couple of very, very inspiring men as well, but mostly women at Aspire for Her. That's our team. We call them the show runners. And these very serendipitously, what has happened is that many of the women in our team are very, very early morning people. And some of them are absolutely late night people. So we have the larks and we have the owls. So in jest, we often say that Aspire for Her never sleeps. One of the other reasons for that also is that we do have people working from across the world. We're 100% remote organization, and we do very, very interesting things throughout the day. We meet amazing people throughout the day. We have amazing events throughout the day. But what tends to happen is that some of us are awake because we're in a certain time zone. Some of us are asleep at that point in time. But at any point in time at Aspire for Her, somebody or the other is awake. So, like we lovingly say, Aspire for Her never sleeps, because when you're transforming the world, it's not a great idea to lose time sleeping.
Wow,
That's how we bring about change every day.
that's beautiful. Wonderful to have you, Dina.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much, Mira and Shobha. And nice meeting you, Madhura. That was very inspiring.
thank you so much for being here. Why don't you introduce yourself, Dina, to the audience?
Sure. My name is Dina Lobo, and I'm currently tuning in from Canada. I'm so proud being an Indian and being an immigrant here, but showcasing, the future is she, where it is all about leading women and the future generation and tapping into our uniqueness. I believe that everyone has their own voice, right? And having that right mindset sets the tone for how you show up. Because what statistics says is 93% is nonverbal. It is not 7% is what you say. So if that 93% of how you show up, how you carry yourself, your confidence, all of that is when you have the right mindset, when your emotional state is in check, and then the rest just follows. So I truly believe, my mission is to help women step into their leadership skills. And if they are leaders and they're frustrated and they do not, feel like their authority is being seen and heard, then it is time for us individually to lock arms with women and to showcase that, no, you have something that you can uniquely offer to the table. But sometimes we have to call out on those gifts and talents. And today, with passing of the baton and future is she, I truly believe that every woman is a voice for youth, younger generations, and for future generations to come. So thank you for having me.
Lovely, lovely to have you, Dina. It's wonderful have worked with you before, so you are an inspiration yourself. And we
Thank
wish
you.
we had more time with you and Madhura to hear about your journey, the work that you do. But we shall try and do as much as we can in the limited time. But
Yes.
we are a Times group, right? So we have a lot of initiatives and events
Yeah.
going on, and we will loop you in
Right.
to hear more of you.
Hi, Dina.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Shobha. So good to have you here and to be a part of this. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes. Huge, huge, huge
I
question.
just had one question while you were just trying to get on to the system. So I just thought, what are most powerful mindset shifts women can use daily to lead confidence, creativity, and emotional mastery? So I thought you would be the right person to answer this.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that wonderful question. I feel like leaders today, women today are performing and they're not just being. And if you want to lead boldly, we need to understand today, what are we reflecting? What are we transforming? Because my energy, the way I show up, it matters. I either can lift up the room or it can be a detriment for others. So it is me, it is my calling, it's an individual calling. So I truly believe, as I reflect, as I transform me, it needs to come from an inner authority so that the outer authority is being felt by others. So simple steps like pausing, right? If I start my day feeling really mentally stressed, starting with the email, starting with my WhatsApp, starting checking already, what is the to-do list? But do we really care about the be list? Not really. How often we try to be in the moment, right? A lot of things just keep racing in our heads, and then we have to show up. So what happens to us stressors is, despite of the shakeup, that is the spilling of the water that is happening, and that is our reactionary environment to things. So simple things like, what I practice is stand in front of the mirror and ask yourself, who am I showing up as today? Right? The Dina with who can pause, reflect, who can bring others up at the same time? Do I show up as that person? Or in case I feel like I'm not my best version, which we all do, can I just take that time? Can I use a visual cue of saying, Shobha, my bucket of water is leaking today.
Yeah.
I cannot really operate from an empty cup, an empty bucket. Being proactive about it. Women are so shy. They think wearing this fake facade is something that's conditioned for, with our society, with our corporate identity, with leaders. But what if I just take that moment to speak up how I feel? So it's not about performing, it's about stepping into our authentic expression. Because if I can lead boldly by reflecting and transforming and taking the time to stand in front of the mirror and really honoring my authentic expression, my team follows. The meeting with my boss goes well. I can negotiate well. I can show up and be empathetic towards others. And that's exactly what we want, isn't it, Shobha? Exactly. So this is simple things like, okay, asking the right questions, asking the big why, right? Getting to the surface and detaching from an outcome. That is very important.
Correct. Thank you so much, Dina. And I will pass it on to Meera for her next question because we are running short of time. Over to you,
Thank you.
Meera. Thank you.
Dina, you answered actually to the T to what was Shobha's question. And I think that is a commonly faced, rather, not a challenge, a typical day for a woman looks exactly like what you explained, right? Because we are in a line of items to do, number of whistles
Yes.
that the cooker makes to the school bus coming in and hitting on the road, and
Yeah.
the son or the daughter worn the uniform. Has she completed the homework to you getting late to work, right? So many lineup
Yeah.
of things to do. So the follow-up question to you, Mathura. So there's always been a debate, which we have heard and which we hear often, that should we focus on movement first or simply meditation first? Or the mindset first? What's your take on this? And if someone has just 10 minutes in the morning to themselves, what's the best way to spend that time according to you?
Well, the answer to that is easy. At Aspire for Her, we always feel very strongly it's mindset first, because that actually determines everything else in life.
Yeah.
And we have a magic formula. And if everyone has 10 minutes in the morning, then I would love them to actually reflect on that magic formula.
Hmm.
And that formula is E cubed is equal to MC cubed.
Hmm.
And if every woman spends a little time to reflect on this, I think we will all be in a better place. EQ stands for where we want every woman in India to be, either in employment, in entrepreneurship, or in education, which leads to one of these two. So we want every woman to be intentional about their career and about what they're bringing to the table. M, C, C, and C are the four critical success factors that we feel are required to change mindsets, not only of themselves, but also of the people around. M stands for mentors and role models. The first C stands for courses, cohorts, and learning. And that's all about skilling, upskilling, and reskilling yourself. The
Wow.
second one is about career previews and about the strong belief if she can see it, she can be it. Who's inspiring me? Who's motivating me? Whose path can I follow? And the last C, and the most important one, that's at the front and center of what we believe is the community. Because
Hmm.
we feel that a journey alone is often a journey which is difficult. But if you have the community to connect with you, motivate you, elevate you, and to also solve problems creatively and collectively, then life can be much better. It can be much more powerful and less lonely.
Very one nicely put. I'm in love with your formula. It sounded instant, but yes, it's super, super cool it was. Thank you,
Thank you so
Mathura.
much.
Dina, if I have to top that, what she said, and route a question to you, let's help the audience creating a morning habit. For some of us, we will start a resolution. The moment it is December 31st or moving into Jan 1st, we all will have a Adobe list of resolution. I'm going to start hitting the gym, to I'm going to start
Yes.
journaling, or I'm going to be a meditator going forward. But after a few days, it all fizzles out.
Yes.
So forming a habit and being consistent at it could be a major challenge. So, if someone has been struggling to form a good morning habit or any habit for that matter, where should they start? And what's an easy first step? Do you have any formula for it?
Yes, I would say A cubed. So it's consistent,
Mhm.
persistent, and massive action. So let me tell you, success is not overnight. There
Yep.
will be a lot of failures along the pathway.
Hmm.
And it's not about skipping that. In fact, to answer to your point, Mira, in I looked up the stats. Within the second Friday of the month, the first month of the year,
Right.
it is just dopamine hits and people want to go and go to the gym. For
Hmm.
example, I just want to share that my husband didn't go in the first week because there was no parking spots available. So people
Wow.
show up the first week and it's dropped by the second week to a surprise, right? And this is what we see every year, that people are just looking for quick dopamine hits. That's not a habit. For a habit to come, we have to fail forward. We have to be okay to fail, to take feedback, to have expanders like Madhura shared, to have a community of people who understand us. and who
Yes.
are here like a mentor supporting you and your vision and encouraging you. That doesn't happen all the time for women. Finding a community for women is truly, truly the hardest thing.
Yeah.
So I would say, keep your dreams for yourself until you know the biggest why. Once you know the big why, do not focus on the ultimate result, but focus on the journey. Everything is in the journey because you grow a new muscle, you grow a new pathway that now is solidifying within you to get to that result, right? So that
Yeah.
requires consistency, discipline, practice every single day. Today, I am here with the Times of India, you know, sharing my wisdom, but it didn't start this way, to be very honest. There were a lot of rejections on the way, a lot of no's, and every step is a redirection to where I am today. And that is what I want to share with women, to not be like disheartened today if you're in a place where you've got a lot of failures, disappointments, and you're starting your day wrong, right? Think about what you can be grateful for in the moment, but where you can ask help. Asking help is another main problem that I see in women, right? But open up, seek help, have a community, have a mentor, and that is the way to go forward really fast. But have a plan in place and break that goal into 3 small habits, just the 3 things that you can commit, which is non-negotiable every single day. And a cherry on the top for that, do it when you are most active, when you're most energetic, and you feel like it's the toughest thing, but you're doing it anyway. And when you do that, the momentum comes. When the momentum comes, you have the confidence. And now you can take risk and go to the bigger goals. And that's just the formula. Yeah.
Okay.
Dina, while you're on this subject, I just want for our viewers, maybe with your experience and expertise in just short, maybe 3 words or 3 lines or whatever you can just say, why do so many high achieving women feel unfulfilled in their leadership, and how can they shift their mindset to fully own in brilliance? Yeah.
Yes, to fully own your brilliance, you deeply have to be brutally honest with who are you outside of the current identity that you're being painting, even though you know it is so painful. Maybe you have climbed the corporate ladder. Maybe you're very successful in the business, but truly deep inside, you're not fulfilled. Then it is time to be honest and to seek help and to know what is that next role that you can step into where your authority is not questioned. Think about it. I work with decades of women up there in corporate identity, and they're questioning their authority despite of the decades of knowledge. And when they're not being truly seen and heard, they're equally so scared to imagine what can be outside of this. Can they still maintain their lifestyle? Can they still maintain their financial abilities? Right? So we cannot outperform our self-image.
Yeah.
Full stop. And so self-image, identity and confidence, emotional mastery is the first step, Shobha.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Over to you, Meera. Thank you.
Lovely. So I know your time zone, Adina. So me and Shobha and Mathura are on a this is our morning, right? And it is natural to be high on energy and, to set the day because we are just going to start the day. But there you are about to hit the bed and still we see you energetic. So what's your secret formula to sustaining energy and focusing from morning to evening? Let me ask you that secret. Come on.
Oh, thank you. One of my mentors taught me this
Yeah.
is when you have to show up, don't make it about you. Make it about that one person on the other side that you can inspire today who's waiting to hear your message. Mira, the way I am sharing, only my people will listen. The way Mira or Shobha and Madhuraj, we all have individually the sliver of people who can listen, who can resonate, and who feel like, oh my gosh, she's talking about me. That is me. That is my story. So truly, when that happened to me, when I had to hear something, and when something clicks and I'm like, thank God this showed up. Thank God I'm listening to this message. Thank God that this person is showcasing something. So from then on, I truly believe it's not about me. It's about the other person. And that matters to me a lot.
Really touching, Dina. Thank you so much for saying that, because it was tempting to ask you that question. In fact, last time I couldn't ask you because that was not contextually appropriate to ask you that question, in our earlier engagement. But now I felt, let me just ask you this, thank you so much, because I know you have two
Thank you
wonderful
so much for having
little
me.
kids and it's not easy. And, so wonderful. Thank you so much for saying that. Madhuru, I have a question to you. If you had to design three-step good vibes only, because you know why? You only gave it because you gave a formula. Now I am wanting to continue that formula style. So if you had a step design to, if you are given the responsibility to design a three-step good vibes only for a morning plan for our audience, what would it look like?
It's not three steps, it's actually three words. I would say find your community.
Oh, wow. Nice. Absolutely. Super cool. And what is your community? How
So
does
at
it look
my
like?
community, Aspire for Her, I would say that there are today 750,000 people with us,
Wow.
mostly all women. It starts from students where they are just starting their journey. They're in college. We're just sowing the seeds of financial independence in them. But as we move on, and they come to us because they want to take something, and usually they need something, they need skilling, they need a job, they need mentorship, etc. But this is a community for a lifetime. And as they move on in their journey, they realize that there is a lot that they can give as well. And as they move on in their professional journeys, as they grow in their careers, as they pursue their career trajectories, we find that at the end of it, when they become leaders, that is the time that they also want to give. So, this entire spectrum is our community. Our community is from the biggest metros and 60 countries across the world, in fact, to the smallest hamlets in India, where we have dairy farmers, we have artisans making kantha stitch. And our dream is to ensure that these artisans from the rural outback of India, they get a chance to go to the New York Fashion Week and they're able to showcase their products and they're able to take India to the world.
Wow,
So
fantastic.
good.
Beautiful, beautiful. I
So
just have
good.
one question for both of y'all. I think you can answer. I have my answer as well. So maybe if something different, if you can get for the audience, where I have been frequently asked, like, you are a mother of 25 and 21, and you still choose not to give up your career. So what is the secret? So for me, the secret is just time management. If there is anything different both of you have, or if it is a similar, it goes for Meera also. So all four of us can just say if there is anything different, than what answer I had to say of time management. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Should I go first?
Yeah. Anyway.
So my daughter is 25, and I think I have only two words as a secret. I ensured that I stayed steadfast in my career goals all through, and my entire family always encouraged me. But there are only two words here. One is being shameless, the other is being ruthless. I think all of you get it. I'm always shameless about asking for help in ensuring that my family, my community, my friends, my entire ecosystem turns up when I have ever needed help. And I've always been ruthless with time because I realized that there are many activities in my child's life that I can outsource, and there could be people who actually will do it far better than I will ever be able to do it. So that's how I think being shameless and being ruthless has helped me. And today I'm very glad to have a young woman in my life who has been my co-founder at Aspire for Her. And she is a part of the million women that we want to put into the workforce. She is in the workforce, and I'm truly, truly proud of her, as I'm truly proud of many of my other daughters at Aspire for Her as well.
Lovely. Tina.
Beautiful. I'm gonna go into a little bit different direction, if you will.
Yes, please.
I truly believe there is no retiring. If you love
Yes.
something and you're so passionate about, why not? Why not? I mean, you talk about empty nesters and kids living, but it could be halftime. It could be you writing a book. It could be you doing speaking now, you know. It could be you opening a restaurant or something that you're so passionate about. And that passion just comes. And I truly believe we're stepping into the era of individualism, the hierarchies, the rigid structures, looking for gurus from the outside. That's not the era we're stepping into. We're stepping into now, okay, what is right for me? What is that I'm truly passionate about? Let me make that bold leap, right? That needs courage. That needs strength. And that's exactly where we're tapping into. So women like you and me, we need to step up. We need to lead. We need to make space for others. And how is that happening? Is leading through our stories. I truly believe our time is so limited here. And I've had personal stories where I've lost my best friend in a matter of like weeks. And biggest message and voice was, in this time frame that you have, make that impact. And I truly believe for my daughter, when I'm not in this planet, I want something where she can refer back to. She can be so proud that her mama did the work. She showed up despite her fears. She didn't know what the unknown was, but she did it anyway. And that matters to me. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yes, I know that story, and matlab, it reminds me of every woman will have a story like this. Every person would have a story like this, and
Yeah.
that is how we rise up. So thank you so much for saying that once again, Deena. So can we do one round of a rapid fire? How can we end the show with powerful women and energetic women without a rapid fire? Let's go for it. So Madhura, your time starts, and you have 7 questions. Okay. So top of mind answer, nothing to, matlab, no preparation, just on the spot, whatever comes on top of your mind. What's the first thought that crosses your mind when you wake up?
Another day to create change at Aspire for Her.
Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. Tea, coffee, or something else to kickstart your day?
Milk.
Lovely. Morning
We,
journaling or morning meditation?
none of the above.
Okay, so what else would that be?
Well, I actually like to fuel the thoughts of my day to the people that I'll meet during the day. And usually my day is filled with very, very interesting folks. So I usually read up on them. I try to figure out what they're doing in life. And especially if it's an entrepreneur at Aspire for Her, then I know that I want to buy something from her. I want to support her in some way. Or we want to just tell her story to the world.
Lovely. What's one morning mistake people should avoid?
I think I'm the best example of that. I never wake up early enough to start my morning with all the great M's that you mentioned.
Okay. If your mornings had a theme song, what would that be?
Well, I think I would love to go with a song that I love, which is by my favorite poet, Rabindranath Tagore, and that song is Bipode more rakkha karo e nahe more prarthana, which essentially means that when I'm in trouble and when I'm going through adversity, I pray to you not to protect me. I should have the strength within to
Wow.
protect myself. And
Wow.
I should have the power to face all the challenges that life throws. And I'd love to share that as passing my baton to the entire population of women in our country today.
Beautiful, Madhura. Beautiful. Okay. I had framed this question as one morning ritual, but now I'm going to change it because you're not a morning person. One ritual that you absolutely swear by.
What have I learned today? I ask myself this question before I go to sleep.
Wonderful. The last question to you, Madhura. A quote or mantra that motivates you every morning, every day.
Impossible is nothing.
Super awesome. Thank you so much. You were great.
Thank you so much.
Over to you, Deena. Sunrise or sunset? What's your vibe?
Sunrise.
Sunrise. Okay. Anything special
Actually, I'll switch that to sunset. Sorry.
That's the Venus that just shone.
Yes, sunset. Sunset.
Okay. And why would that be?
I love sun. I mean, absolutely love sun. Love my walks, and the brightness is everything to me. But I'm not a very morning person, to be very honest. So I think that switch is because right now, to be honest, it's evening, and I still feel so good. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. One word that defines your, now should I say morning mindset or generally mindset? One
Um,
word that defines your
one
mindset.
word. One word would be creativity is everything for me. So that sets the tone for my right mindset.
Beautiful. What's the best way to shake off a bad mood?
Literally shake off sometimes, like literally dancing, pausing.
Okay.
No joke, literally when you can
Yes.
move your body and just try to disconnect and take long pauses, it just helps.
Wonderful. Okay. One book or podcast that inspires your routine.
Um, Leadership Liberation Podcast by Tina Lobo. I love it.
Indeed.
To be very honest, I think individually we all have our own taste.
Yeah.
Stick with what like resonates with you, but for me, I'm very discerning about who I want to listen to, one in leadership, one in spirituality, and one in like my skills that I can grow with. So narrow it down to three things, really.
Lovely. Okay. Another one for you. Your go-to breakfast for high energy.
I love my coffees. I cannot miss my coffee every day. Even though I'm pregnant now, I have some way to sneak up on one cup of coffee. And yeah, and a simple thing that morning that, yeah, coffee makes up my day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. One thing every woman should stop doing every day.
Stop, stop
Stop
doing.
doing. Yes.
Um, I think stop going to places that do not uplift you, or stop going to places where you feel energetically drained or off. Do not do things to please others. Start saying no. Start
Wo-
saying no.
Wonderful. Last question to you. If you could wake up anywhere in the world tomorrow, Dina, where would that be?
I don't know
India.
which,
Same.
yes, I don't know where exactly, but I would just love, love, love my time near a beautiful lake, calm, quiet, nice, sunshine, and just me relaxing with my journal. Best.
Awesome. Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank
What
you.
amazing conversation. So many insights. Of course, so many practical tips and real stories that can help all of us start our days with energy, positivity, and purpose. But let's remember that insights are only valuable when we take action, isn't it? So
Yes.
let's take some good vibes only challenge for maybe the next 7 days and see how do we take it forward from there. Let's start our day morning with an intention, no phone, no stress, no worrying about how many whistles the cooker has made, right? Move, reflect, or energize. Choose a morning habit that works best for you. Or it could be just sitting, looking at the sun rays, gazing at the sun rays just for 5 minutes, which is good enough. Spread the good vibes, pass the baton to another woman by sharing something you learned today. And I'm sure this listening to these wonderful ladies gave us all great positivity. And this is the best way to start the day as well. And the whole theme behind She Unlimited. So before we go, I want to thank our incredible speakers, Madhura and Deena Lobo, for sharing your wisdom and inspiring us all. A big thank you, Shobha, for setting the stage. It is through you I got to get introduced to both Dina and Madhura. Wonderful knowing them.
Thank you. Thank
And
you. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so
yes,
much, Meera. Just wanted to add on one more this. The session was just about good vibes only, starting fresh, starting right. So, on behalf of Times of India, me and Meera would love to thank all the listeners, all the viewers who was logged in so early, though they may not be a morning person and they are just logged in to hear this beautiful session. the audience, your presence will add more meaning to each session we are having the entire day. So I would love all of you all to stay logged in, stay tuned in, and make it more stimulating. Thank you so much, Madhura. Thank you so much, Dina, and thank you so much, Meera, for logging in from Chennai and making this a beautiful, beautiful session along with me. Thank
I
you.
wrote just a poem for all of you, and
Oh,
I
so
want to
beautiful.
dedicate
Yeah,
it
go
to
ahead.
the wonderful ladies, the
Oh,
capes we wear. She wakes before the world can see, a gentle hush, a cup of tea. The sun's first light upon her face, yet she's already in the race. A mother's touch, a sister's cheer, a daughter's love, a friend sincere, a partner strong, a dreamer bold, with stories waiting to be told. She juggles time, she bends, she sways, yet stands unshaken through the days. From boardroom calls to bedtime tales, she writes her magic, she never fails. They ask her, how do you do it all? She simply smiles and stands up tall. Not seeking capes, not chasing stars, she's already a Wonder Woman, just as she is. So, why the rush to prove we can when we have already led, built, and ran? A day for us, a sweet reminder to look within, to love us kinder, to pause, to breathe, to own our grace, to spend some time in our own embrace. For we are whole, enough, complete, a symphony of strength and sweet. So, wear your capes, ladies, or set them free. You're already everything you're meant to be. Smile,
oh,
breathe,
so good.
love yourself more. You're the wonder you've been looking for.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful,
So
beautiful.
good.
Made my day.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely, lovely day. Have a wonderful Women's Day.
Wow, Madhura,
Happy
we have 10
Women's Day.
hearts coming up. Woohoo!
That's for
Yeah.
the poetry and for you, Shobha.
Woo. Thank you so much,
Lovely to meet
Madhura.
you,
Thank you
Dina.
so much, Dina.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thanks,
you. It's
Meera.
great meeting
Let's
you.
sign off.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.